What's up, locker room? How are you guys doing today? This is Wednesday, and I told you guys we are going to make sure we start directing these formats. And Wednesday is about you, all about you. So many things going on all around sports that maybe you want to talk about. So I'm asking you, because it's about you. You are the most important part of all days, but certainly this day, these Wednesdays, these lives. I want to engage as much as I can with the people out there to find out what they want to talk about. What does the Falcons need to do to win consistently? Here we go, bro. Here we go, bro. They need to continue getting that experience because I'm telling you, when I watch this team, the Falcons, they have something special, man. And they have a special nucleus with Michael Penix, Drake London. You see how they're working in Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson is a wow. It's just a wow. And they built their whole offense and everything around Bijan Robinson. Think about that. Think about the kind of talent he is. And they built his whole offense around him. A running back at a time where they're trying to excommunicate running backs and put them out and get them out. The Falcons are saying, no, we're not doing that. We're going to go all the way and build this thing around him. Let me tell you something. If you're talking about for the Cowboys, for the Cowboys to help with the secondary, it depends on what I have to give up right now. I saw the Cowboys pick up and play a lot better. Let me tell you the problem with the Cowboys, and I do blame Jerry and them for this. I do blame Jerry. You had interception cornerbacks when you had Al Harris, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs. These are what I call interception corners, right? So these cornerbacks are going to jump certain routes because they are reading routes and they understand the progression. Once you took Michael Parsons away, now you got cornerbacks that likes to jump routes and get interceptions. And they could get that with Michael Parsons because he put pressure on the quarterback. Now that Michael Parsons not there, and you have these cornerbacks that wants to jump routes, all we're seeing is boop, they get pump faked and now over the top. Last game they played against the Commanders, I want to give that defense a lot of credit, but I got to hold back a lot of credit because there was no Terry McLaurin, there was no Deebo Samuel. They didn't have to play those guys. Those guys were all out for the Commanders. So, yeah, it looked like they had a better game, but I have to wait to see when they play someone else and it's their first team guys playing. When I was watching Seattle play the other night, when the Seahawks and the Texans were playing, when I was watching that game, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. See, the Seahawks defensive line looked like the 85 Bears or the Steel Curtain Steelers. I mean, it was an incredible game from that defensive line. Incredible game. DeMarcus Lawrence looked like DeMarcus Lawrence a long time ago when we had him here. I mean, he was playing crazy, crazy great football. So I was like, man, I went to the schedule. I said to myself, I hope to pray that I was so happy to find out we did not play Seattle. Hey, I'm a 49er fan. You broke my heart many times, sir. Thank you. Yes, I did. But mad respect for you. Stay blessed. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. And I was talking to I had a driver. One of my drivers was a 49er fan. Coming out here, and he was a big 49er fan. And he get in the car, and he was like, oh, my God, man. I was like, excuse me? He was like, man, I know I'm trying to be professional, Michael, but golly, Michael. He said the same thing, dude. He said, man, you broke my heart, man, when you guys was in those games. And we were talking about, we had a great conversation. I was like, man, honestly, man, those were the greatest games ever, playing against the 49ers and understanding what was in those games, trying to take back that 70s Cowboy things, 80 49ers thing, taking it back, making the 90s back to the Cowboy thing. We went back and forth with that thing. So it was everything playing against the 49ers. I appreciate you talking about that, man, but there was nothing. There was nothing greater than those games. There was no more. I've never had more fun playing in football games than I did in those games against the Niners. And we still talk about all of that right here to this day. Denver Fields, they got two cornerbacks that can match up with anybody in Surtain and Riley Moss. And now how they play this is going to be interesting. Surtain's a big guy, lanky guy, full corner. Great feet. Will they put Surtain on George on George Pickens? I like that GP3. That's kind of playoff CP3. I like what you did there. I just caught that too. That GP3, dude. That's a good one. I call them Vicks. When you start making plays like that now, you can get those nicknames GP3. Yeah, NCD. I'm going to be using that, GP3 NCD. So you get both of those guys. Do you put Surtain on the upfield guy, right? And say, these explosives are the things we're worried about. And then do you say, slow down the explosive plays and we can handle and deal with what CD gives us because he's going to handle the intermediate area of the football field. CD had 110 yards, but he had 75 in one play. So the other four receptions, covered a total of 35 yards. The 25 plus 10. You see what I'm saying? If he had 75 in one play, then yeah, the other four covered just covered 35 yards. So unless he has those kind of explosive plays every game, God knows I hope he does, he's going to have more of one of those 10, 11, 12 catch games, 140, 150 yards. GP3 is going to be having a 5 catch game, 140 yards, because if he get 5 catches, 2 of them going to be up the field. Do you think Eberflus was being stubborn by trying to stay in zone 90%? And do you think Jerry got up in his gut saying, he wasn't being stubborn. He was trying to be protective because he didn't have anything to put pressure on the front end. Now he comes out of the zone and plays more man this game because he don't have the big time receivers to worry about. So he says, okay, now we can do it. We can play more man to man and take those chances. But we're dealing with the 3rd, 4th, and 5th receiver because the top 2 were gone. You see what I'm saying? I appreciate it. Take that tip for cleaning the room. I appreciate you, buddy. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, man. Listen, I'm still waiting on Eberflus to show me something. I promise you. Because if I would have seen another one of them games that I thought I was going to see against the Commanders last week, I myself was going to meet Eberflus at his house, and I'm going to walk in there with him, and I'm going to say, grab your shit. It's time to go. I was like, hey, man, we got to do something. I was going to help him pack, take him to the airport. Get out of here. You got to get out of here. But they showed up and made plays, and he did what he needed to do this game. That they gave him a little reprieve till I see what happens in the Broncos game coming up. You see what I'm saying? They gave a little reprieve. This thing is a 7-day gig. 7-day gig. You got to win to stay in, and he has to do it again. Right now, the defense played pretty good. He's not he's not the bad side. He's not on the bad side. So I'm gonna have to give him a little leeway here. Do you think Puka is the best wide receiver right now, dude? I love Puka Nacua. Would I say he's the best receiver right now? You remember Cooper Kupp was putting up numbers like this with in that system, because that system has a lot to do with it, and because it gives the receivers so many great opportunities. And the game is built around that receiver. When they took Cooper Kupp out and they put in Puka, Puka is a more gifted receiver. He's more talented than Cooper Kupp. He's more physically talented and shoulders down, I'm saying. And he thinks the game like Cooper Kupp, shoulders up, makes him devastating. Now, to call him the best in the game right now with Justin Jefferson running the same system and doing some of the same things, and you saw the season he's had. Jamar Chase, you saw the season he's had. He's had, Triple Crown season. I will put him up there. I will put him up there with the top receivers. I'll put Justin Jefferson. I'm going to put in the Jamar Chase, the CeeDee Lambs, and then right after that, I'm going to put in Puka, the Puka Nacua, and AJ Brown. I see the talent in AJ Brown, but the numbers for this year is not there. I'm going to tell you what. Right now, when I round that thing out, my fifth receiver, if I'm going to go Justin, Jamar, CeeDee, Puka, number 5, you guys know who that is? Let me see if you will guess who I'm going to put in number 5. And I'm going to tell you something. This dude is a wow. Thank you, buddy. He's a wow right now. You hit it right on the head. Yeah, buddy. I see you, Nathan. You hit that nail on the head. You hammered her right home. JSN is in. That's the one I'm calling y'all right now. JSN is lighting it up. I don't care what you say. JSN, dude, it's like, oh my God. And you're going to watch this for a while, man. Seattle has something here. I told you guys way back then, I was the only one that saw Cooper Kupp going to Seattle. And I said, oh my God, if Cooper Kupp gets to Seattle, remember, JSN was doing some of those things in the middle of the field. But this dude out, he's so fast. He runs great cuts. He has great explosion. I saw his interview after the game. He loves the game. He loves the game. I don't want to get Pickens in there. It's so funny. Pickens is making a move to come up in there. But right now, my fifth has to be JSN. So, yeah, Mr. Irvin, how important was Novachek on the Super Bowl team? Great question. Great question, because let me tell you something. Jay was the key. Jay was really Troy's safety blanket, but Jay played the game a different way. Jay wasn't going to outrun anybody. It was all the setup. He did some of that Travis Kelce stuff. He would just walk off the line of scrimmage, basically, and wait till he knew Troy was ready to throw the ball and then break one way or the other. I used to go in the game because Jay would tell dudes sometimes, we get in the game, We call 585, 545. That means I'm going to run a deep 15, right, 17 back to 15 out. And Troy's going to look over there. If it's one-on-one, he's going to read. If it's one-on-one, he's going to throw him in the ball. If it's not, if I'm not open, he'll start reading and come down to Jade and go backside to Hart. So Jade would sometimes break the huddle and be like, hey, telling the DB, he's running a deep out. He will cover that so I can get some passes. So, Jay was my boy. We sat next to each other, so we joked around all the time. But Jay would literally tell him, he's going to run a deep out. Cover the deep out so I can catch a pass. And then I'll run the deep out, catch it. And we're walking back, and he's like, dude, I told you when he was running, you got to cover it, So, yeah, man, Jay was crucial, man. I appreciate you asking. I love Max Crosby. I appreciate the kind of player he is. He would be great for a Dallas Cowboys locker room if they can make that happen. There's no doubt. I watched his commitment to Antonio Pierce when he was there. Those kind of guys the Cowboys can use in a locker room because those are the kind of guys that bring everybody together. So yeah, I do believe that Max Crosby would be a big get for the Dallas Cowboys if they can get him. I'm telling you, I don't know that we're talking enough about what we saw with Shohei Ohtani. It's simply one of the greatest performances by an athlete we've ever seen. And we have to honor that man for what he did. My peeps here in the locker room, God bless you guys. I will be chatting with you guys again Friday after we do this Thursday night football game. And I'm gonna tell you, I can't wait to talk Friday. I can't wait to talk about the Aaron Rodgers playing against the Packers this week. That's going to be very interesting, my peeps. All right, peeps. All the love here from LA. I got to get back on that track and get back towards Dallas. God bless.